have a look at how to keep the boat going upwind in about 10 knots of breeze, but with a difficult chop. So with a slightly rough sea state. Quite often problems here are trying to keep the boat moving and trying to keep the speed on in the boat instead of slapping through the waves and feeling like you're pinching and you're too high. One of the key things that we've got to do is to try and get the bow down a little bit. So to try and just bear away a few degrees, or even less than that, from where you think your upwind angle is, just to put you on a more powered up speedy angle, so then you've got a bit of a range of steering, so you can steer through the chop and you can keep the speed up through the chop as well. If it's breezy-ish like it is here, 10 knots or above 10 knots more, you may need the help from the sail controls to do that. So one big control to help with your range of movement is the Cunningham, but then also you have your Vang and your out tool that you can use to help flatten the sail so you can sail at that more powered up angle. We're going to have a look at three sort of areas really. We're going to have a look at hiking out, so using your body weight to counterbalance the power from the rig. We're going to have a look at the main sheet, and we're going to have a look at steering. So if we start with the hiking, what we'll notice is that the body weight seems to be coming out quite flat and in line with the deck of the boat. These single-handed boats, the lays were designed to go on the roof of a car. They don't have much righting moment, so you've got to use your body weight as much as possible to help keep the boat flat. In order to do that, the hiking strap is actually quite important. And as a general rule of thumb, just think quite tight on the strap. Try to close the gap between the back of the knee and the deck. Some people say if you can fit like a tennis ball or an orange in there, it's okay. Maybe tangerine rather than a big orange, but you're trying to close that gap, and that'll help create the right sort of posture, so you are using your body for maximum leverage. The problem with a loose hiking strap is people tend to bend the knees quite a lot, and when they bend the knees and the bum goes lower down, they then try to make up for that by bringing the upper body weight in. So you end up like crouched over the side of the boat, which isn't really very good for your body, but you're also not really getting as much leverage. Next bit is we're going to have a look at the main sheet. So as we're trucking along here, you'll notice at times the blocks on the corner of the boat are being separated from easing the main sheet. At times it's in nice and tight. At other times it's eased like there. Now this is all to help keep the boat flat. So our body weight is the first thing that we're trying to do to help keep the boat flat, so it's not going between leeward and upright, and losing flow over the foils and going sideways. And the main sheet is the next thing that we're using every time we get a bit of extra breeze or at the top of a wave like there, and there's a bit of extra power. We're just freeing the sheet to keep the boat flat, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's a lot better to free the sheet, keep the boat going at an angle where you can steer through the chop and sail comfortably, than it is to keep the sheet in and round up into the breeze. It really doesn't work, that sort of pinching in choppy conditions. So if you just watch here, one of the important things to notice is that we're holding the main sheet quite high up the body, so it means there's quite a nice range. And when you ease the sheet, the upper body doesn't have to come in too much, so you're still keeping that leverage from the hiking as well. The next one we're going to look at is the steering. Now this one, all of this is obviously boat specific. We're just talking generally single-handed sailing. The laser specifically, for the size of the hull, it's got a really small rudder, so you'll notice quite a lot of steering going on at times. However, you might not have to do that if you have a bigger rudder for the length of the hull, or depending on what boat you're in. So that's quite specific. The rudder is being used to help keep the bow connected with the water and help keep a steady flow over the foils and the hull, which will prevent us from slipping sideways and help us go nicely in a straight-ish line. So what happens is, as you push the tiller away, you can lift the bow up, and that can help encourage the bow to climb up to the top of the wave. And then as you pull the tiller towards you, you can put the bow down and help it go back down the other side of the wave and try to prevent too much of a slap.